Good evening, everybody. Our today's topic of discussion is impact of GST on Indian economy. Let's start the video. The first idea of GST was introduced in 21 years ago in 2000. On 19th December 2014, the Constitution Bill 2014 was introduced in Lok Sabha and was passed by Lok Sabha in 2015. It takes almost 17 years for a bill to evolve into a law, which is a huge time due to our judiciary system in the country, which makes a law very difficult to get implemented in our country. It finally got the assent of our beloved late President Dr. Mukherjee, and it was introduced in India on 1st July 2017. So next slide. In the national scenario, there are different tax rates available in our country, like 0% is on 50% of the consumer goods, 5% tax rate on mass consumption items, 12% on processed food, and so on. Basically, there are three prime models of GST in India, that is central GST, state GST, and dual model of GST. India follows dual model of GST. Dual model of GST means both center and state will collect and charge GST from the customers or a business person. Four types of GST in India, namely they are CGST, Central Goods and Services Tax, SGST, State Goods and Services Tax, IGST, Interstate Goods and Services Tax, and UTGST, that's Union Territories Goods and Services Tax. GST rates which are currently followed, I earlier mentioned those. Advantages of implementation of GST are it eliminates the cascading effect. Cascade effect means tax on tax. Earlier in the previous law of taxation, this used to happen. Secondly, higher threshold for registration. In the current registration system under GST, the threshold limit is 20 lakh, and for composition scheme it is 10 lakh. The number of compliances are less in terms or in regards to the earlier law. During implementation of GST, abolition of multiple layer of taxation happened. Disadvantages are increased cost due to software purchase. Due to GST implementation, a business has to purchase different software to file GST or for various other purposes. Adopting a complete online taxation system, higher burden on small enterprises because they have to face long legal procedures to file GST and other stuff for the same. Disadvantage that petroleum products don't fall under the GST slab. In the international scenario, France was the first country to implement GST, which was back in 1954. Till now, more than 150 countries have introduced GST. Malaysia is the recent country to join this group. These are the name of GST which are called in different countries of the world. In India it is called Goods and Services Tax. In Canada it's called Federal Goods and Services Tax. In UK it's called Value Added Tax. Standard rate is different for different countries. In India it's 0% for food staples, 5%, 12% and 18% and 28% plus cess for luxury items. In Canada, GST is at the tax rate of 5% and HST varies from 0 to 15%. In UK it is 20%, reduced rate is 5%, exempt 0 rated. Threshold limit for exemption in India is 20 lakh, and Canadian, according to Canadian, government, its threshold limit is $30,000, and according to UK government, it's 73,000 euros. So, through studying GST law, I can conclude by saying that it has been a revolution in the tax structure of India. It is having positive impact on our economy in long term. It also rectifies the errors which used to happen in the previous law. Government should put more effort so that laymen can also understand the impact of GST and it's happening. Tax rates should be uniform throughout the country, which can make it more beautiful for the business person. Calling at the recommendation from my side after thoroughly reading the GST law. The provision of GST books should be so smooth, transparent, and easily understandable that any man who is not having legal knowledge can also understand it. Second one, the petroleum products should come under the ambit of GST. Tax rate on imported vehicles and goods should be reduced. A special focus on proper awareness and training should be given to all the officers and professionals and assesses on GST. And last but not the least, alcohol for human consumption should also come under the ambit of GST. These are my recommendations which I think I need to provide it to government, that these things should change in the law. These are my opinions. Thank you very much.